Hello, it's me, Joe Polyak, local real estate agent, San Francisco Bay Area with Rise Homes, and I'm doing a May 2020 market update for the month of May. The statistics just came out, all the data just came out, so we're going to review that. And first of all, I wanted to say thank you to Michelle Ronco from MLS Listings and Aculist Data for providing these slides and this data to me. It's very helpful and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And it will allow me to better serve my clients, my sphere, and anybody who's interested in what's going on with local San Mateo County real estate. So for the month of May, as a quick general overview, it's a little bit more of the same. I'm going to give my perspective of boots on the ground, somebody who shows properties every day, who meets with buyers, who meets with sellers, who's having conversations with people every day and hearing about what's going on in the market and also giving my perspective. So generally speaking, what I'm seeing happening is that we have a lot of people who have a ton of equity in their home. Most people in our area who are considering selling or were considering selling bought more than 5 years ago. And so if you bought more than 5 years ago, if you bought in 2011, 2012, 2013, you're closer to our historic bottoms over the last 20, 25 years. And so since then, prices have gone up significantly. We were seeing 10, 15, some years maybe even a 20% increase year over year for prices. So I believe back then, 2011, 2012, prices were probably somewhere in the median prices were definitely under $1 million. And right now they're hovering at 1.75. So, 1.63, as I'll show you in just a little bit. And so what I'm seeing is that a lot of people in our area have a ton of equity in their homes, and so they don't need to sell. Whereas in 2008, there was not a ton of equity in people's homes, and so they had to sell, or they were okay with selling because it was just, they were just trying to get out from under a loan, and they were short selling, meaning that they owed more money on the house than what the house was selling for. And so they were just trying to get out from under a crappy loan. Well, now people have a ton of money in their home. They owe a lot less than what their home is worth. And so for that reason, a lot of people are not in a rush to sell. So shelter in place hit, everybody stops and says, okay, I'm not going to put my home on the market right now. Or some of my elderly clients who are a little bit more high risk to getting potentially infected with coronavirus and were living at the home at the time and are thinking, okay, we don't want movers in here. We don't want people coming in doing showings here. Let's hold off a little bit until the situation slows down. So what that's translated to, as you'll see in the data that I'll present in a little bit, is that the number of homes for sale has gone down drastically and is at a very low level, historically speaking. However, the number of what a lot of people were predicting is that, okay, it's going to be a market correction, a market crash, which still could happen. I'm not going to predict anything. That's not my job here. That's not what I do. I'm just telling you what's happening right now. If I had a crystal ball, if I knew what was going to happen, then I would be a lot wealthier than I am. Then this background wouldn't be a nice 2-bedroom condo. It would be something else somewhere else. Let's just leave it at that. But so I can't predict anything. I can just tell you what's happening right now in the market. And what I'm seeing right now is that most of my clients and most people that were looking for a home who were concerned or afraid about what's going to happen as far as them getting laid off or furloughed or just losing their jobs or whatever, or their businesses going to nowhere. Most of those people have generally been unaffected. So many of my clients work for Facebook, work for Google, work for Gilead, work for Genentech, a lot of the big major employers in the area. I can go on Apple. I have a client right now working at Yahoo. Yes, Yahoo still exists. It's owned by somebody else, I think. I forgot. Verizon. Anyway, so a lot of people still have jobs. They still have their careers, and they're bored at home. So it's simple supply and demand fundamentals. I was awake during that economics class at Skyline Community College. Simple supply and demand is that supply is down significantly because people don't have to sell. They have a ton of equity in their homes. They think coronavirus, shelter in place, I'll hold off until this thing passes. And all the buyers are like, I'm sick of being at home and I'm getting a bonus from Facebook for being at home. Anyway, I'm making the same amount of money, might as well buy a bigger house. And so what we're seeing in the market generally is prices have not moved very much. Activity is still strong for the number of homes, for the homes that are for sale, but supply is down. So let's get into the actual data. Let's take a look at that instead of me just running my mouth about nonsense. So we're here, San Mateo County market update again. Thank you, Michelle Ronco. Thank you, MLS Listings. Thank you, Aculist, for hooking us up with the data. So San Mateo County sales volume, if you look at that major drop, this is since 2015, sales volume is basically all of the homes sold in a month. In the month of May since 2015, sales volume is all the homes sold for the prices that they've sold. So it's the sum of everything that's been sold. So obviously, as prices continue to increase and the number of homes, even if the number of homes remains stagnant or around the same year over year, which they should in theory, sales volume will go up. Well, right now, the prices, as you'll see in one of the next slides coming up, have remained the same, but the number of homes sold dropped significantly. So that's a major number. This is all data for single family homes, by the way. I can go into the data for condos as well, but you don't want to listen to me talk for 35, 45 minutes. That's the fact of the matter. So what's true here is going to be basically true for condos and townhomes as well, although with some minor differences. But if you want to nitpick or argue with me about stuff, then give me a call. It'd be easier than me changing my videos. So San Mateo County median sales price, as you saw, as I talked about a couple of months ago, it dropped to 1.75. It was 1.75 in March. Dropped to 1.64 and 1.631. So basically it's the same. We haven't seen that crazy 10%, 20% drop that even I was predicting, to be honest. I was even thinking, okay, like the end of the economic world is coming, so obviously prices should drop. That didn't happen. The stock market is back to its peak. Home prices have not really moved. And in fact, another side note is that not only has everybody kept their jobs, but because the stock market, and specifically the NASDAQ, which is what everybody's life savings in our area is tied to, is their stock options and the money that they get from ownership in the companies that they work for, is back up. Is back up, I believe, to its peak right now, today. I don't know. I don't follow it day by day, but it's right around there. That's what the latest headlines have said. So me talking to my clients, they're like, yeah, all my life savings is back. It dropped by like 20, 30% last month, but now it's back. So I can buy a house again. So that is what is keeping demand in our county, San Mateo County, strong. So, okay, so that's the data here. Closed sales since, so this is the big number, that is the big change, is that 408 homes sold, 405 homes sold, 449, 456, 423, in the 400s, between 408 and 456 homes have sold every month, every May since 2015. But what happens in 2020? 230 homes sold. Now, keep in mind, closed sales. What this means is that the listing probably went on the market. It could have been February, March, April, in the beginning of May at the latest, went on the market. On the market, showings, offers, offer accepted, close of escrow timeline. If it's an all cash offer, could be 5 days, could be 10 days, could be 15 days, but generally it's a 30-day close of escrow timeline, especially right now. Some banks can do it in 20, 25. I'll let you know about who those lenders are if you give me a quick call. But generally speaking, 30-day close of escrow timeline. So what has closed in May is what went active in could have been as long ago as like January, February, but generally speaking, probably like March, April. So let's keep going. New listings. So that's the number so this is what we're going to see, a spike in closed sales in June. is San Mateo County new listings, 429 for May 2020. So if you look at May 2019, May is historically a very hot month for homes hitting the market because it's right after tax season. It's in the spring selling season. It's before summer. Everybody wants to go on vacation in summer. So our hot months in the San Francisco Bay Area, and specifically in San Mateo County, is March, April, May. So 570 homes hit the market in May of 2019, or is that April? Yeah, it looks like May 2019. And then September 2019 was another hot month. So this is just basically going back about from January 2019. So 429 homes hit the market in May. So it's showing us that things have picked up. All December 2019 is always slow, dead. January similar. Then usually things pick up in February and then keep going up. As you see, last year they keep going up starting in January and all the way through May. Obviously that didn't happen this year. Everything stopped, slowed down, crashed in March and April due to shelter in place, and then a sharp increase in May of 2020. If it looks like I'm reading this data for the first time, it's because I am, because it just came out, and because I'm getting it to you as soon as it's ready. But I've read it so many times that I can be quick and make it happen. So let's look at the individual cities, and then I'll stop boring you. And of course, I can send you this data. If you want to look at it in more detail, if you want to talk about it, I can send it to you. Just feel free to reach out to me via text, email, phone call, Skype, WhatsApp, Google, Hangout, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, whatever method of communication, I'm probably on it. Median sales prices per city. The biggest city increases here are going to be Woodside, because they don't have a ton of sales in Woodside. So, we saw a big percentage increase here. I wouldn't be too worried about it though, but Pacifica is a big one. So Pacifica had a bad, not a great reputation when we were growing up. But if you think about it, especially now with global warming or climate change or whatever your opinion is on that, all I know is it's getting warmer. And it's not cloudy 90% of the time in Pacifica. Now it's only 63% of the time. No, it's even less, like sunny and clear and nice in Pacifica. So it's like a real California beach town now. Don't talk to me about the science. I don't know anything about climate change. I'm a real estate salesperson and I know it's sunny in Pacifica. That's it, please. So mountain biking and hiking and dog trails and you got the greenery, you got the hills, you got the beach. If you're into surfing, I want to get into that one day. It's awesome. So we're seeing a big spike in a lot of people really preferring, a lot of my clients and people are like, when they're exploring like Daly City, South City, people who want to stay kind of North Peninsula generally, because that's how it's kind of broken down as like Mid Peninsula, which is San Bruno-ish, but really Millbrae, San Bruno, Daly City, South City. I guess you could throw in Coma, Brisbane, but Pacifica in there. A lot of people are really loving Pacifica, and I'm seeing that a lot. So, okay, and EPA had a little bit of a bounce. Daly City. Okay, but let's look at decreased median price. So this is median sales price this year versus last year. So La Honda, again, it's a low number of homes. Brisbane, low number of homes sell. Millbrae dropped median sales price, and Millbrae dropped. That's pretty significant, actually. San Carlos, same thing, 10% drop in San Carlos. Hey, all my San Carlos folks, I know you guys have been waiting for this. I got a couple of people to call directly about that. South City, Menlo Park. Yeah, so overall, median sales prices have dropped, not significantly year over year in May, but significantly enough. I mean, 10% or 5 to 10%, that's pretty good. So we are seeing prices, it looks like, drop in some of these main cities. Here, where's Belmont at? Belmont, yeah, not a big deal. I mean, it's happening. So prices are not increasing, that's for sure. But yeah, definitely we're seeing a little bit of a drop here. What's going on here? Oh, month over month increased median price. Okay, so we got that Atherton, Hillsborough, Woodside. Okay, the ballers are coming in. Median sales price went from 6.5 million in Atherton to 11.2. So all of you Atherton folks who were ready to buy at 7 million, sorry, you got priced out. Now it's 12. Okay, let's just take a look here at the ones that are dropped. We see Brisbane, some activity. El Granada decreases month over month. South City with a big one. San Carlos again with a big one. San Mateo. So the Mid-Peninsula is taking some hits here. Okay, we're seeing that. Increased closed sales. Decreased closed sales. I'm just going to go through these kind of quickly because these are stats that are not super exciting. Increased new listings month over month. Yeah, so I mean, you're just going to see it all across the board. That the number of homes coming up for sale all throughout San Mateo County are, of course, going to pick up after shelter in place. I mean, what else can you do? Okay, increased percent of list price by city. Okay. Oh, sales over list price increase. So in our area, generally, we see homes sell for over the asking price, and that's just what it is. Obviously, people have started listing homes closer to what we expect them to sell for. In, for example, Parkside and San Francisco, Sunset and Bernal Heights, and just all over the city, it's like listed at $999 and it sells for $1.55. Okay, that makes sense. In the San Mateo County, we're a little bit more like, okay, listed at 1.3 and you get 135. You know, it depends. Different cities are a little bit different, but we just don't play that as hard here. Always. Sometimes we do. Like Burlingame, no, you could go 1298 and then it sells for 2.1. It happens. It's just, but now it's like that's slowing down a little bit. So sale price over list price versus last year. Look at EPA. It's homes on average sold for 8% over the asking price in East Palo Alto last year in May. And this year in May, it is 93%. Homes are selling at below asking price in East Palo Alto. La Honda, Burlingame, Woodside. Okay, so we're seeing Redwood City, Hillsboro, Atherton. The higher price places, always homes are selling for either around ask or below, but right now this is significant. Yeah, definitely. And now everything is basically hovering around asking price. That's what we're seeing, except in Pacifica. Pacifica is a hot market for sure. And that's it. So holla at your boy. So anyways, thanks so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. And if you have any more questions, if you have any feedback for me, if you want to talk about the market, please let me know. A quick side note, what I actually did want to talk about also is rentals and what's happening with the rental market, and what we may see as an increase in supply is landlords. So mom and pop landlords who own properties. Probably the big boys can deal with the tenants not paying rent and that's going on, and the moratorium on evictions that's present in most of the municipalities throughout California, without boring you with all of the details about how all this works. Because I don't really fully understand it yet myself. I have to rewatch it and get it. But basically, what I anticipate is an increase in supply of mom and pop landlords over the next 6 months to a year who are just fed up with being landlords, especially with what's happening right now, being landlords in the Bay Area. In San Francisco, with very strict rent control laws. Again, I'm not taking a political position here. I'm just telling you facts are that San Francisco has some of the strictest rent control laws in the world, or whatever, at least in the USA. And San Mateo County is not quite as bad, but California is they passed statewide rent control, statewide just cause eviction laws. So a lot of mom and pop, smaller, we own a single family home or a condo or a townhome or a couple of homes. Landlords are just going to get out of the business. They're going to sell and they're going to 1031 exchange, or they're going to take the hit on taxes or whatever and either buy out of state or buy a triple net investment or something like that. And so I am forecasting an increase in supply from that demographic right there. Aside from that, I can't really make any other predictions, but if I were to guess, I would say that moving forward, we are going to see supply increase dramatically, significantly. All those people who are going to put their home on the market before, all the mom and pop landlords, and we are going to see an increase in supply. Will demand be affected? Tough to say. Everybody's saying that people are going to move away and people are going to move out of the Bay Area, and because now they don't have to they can work from home, so they don't have to live here anymore. Hey, let me tell you something. Facebook, Google, all these companies, they're a lot smarter than that. They're not just gonna say, okay, fine, you're gonna move to Austin, Texas now? Great, we'll still keep paying you $435,000. No, they're gonna say, hey, you're moving here, we're gonna adjust your income to that area. And that's what I forecast. Also, I forecast they're gonna go out to places like the Philippines or Oklahoma or places where labor is much cheaper. Oh, great, you're gonna move away and you're gonna be remote? Well, I can find somebody who's essentially just as smart as you and train them, and it'll cost me a lot less money. So I don't really predict that that's going to have such a dramatic decrease in prices around here or real estate activity around here that a lot of other people are predicting, just because, hey, it's June 17th right now, and it is about like 70 degrees in Belmont, California, and in December 12th, it's going to be 63 degrees in Belmont, California. And just for that fact alone, that we have the best weather in the world, and you can take that to the bank, because I'm right next door to the City of Good Living and Climate Best by Government Test, Redwood City. Just for that reason alone, it's worth to pay all this money for all these homes. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, that's it. Thanks so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Thanks.